Thanks for staying with us. There is tragic news from Orissa. One woman died and 2 others were injured during the Rath Yatra in Puri. Nearly 1 million people are visiting the holy city to take part in the grand festival that celebrates the week-long journey of the deities from the main temple. Over 5,000 security men, including 7 anti-terrorist squads, 2 companies of the RAF and 75 platoons of police have been deployed. Meanwhile, joining in the celebrations in Gujarat was the Chief Minister Narendra Modi, doing something that leaders his stature are not often found doing. As per tradition, he performed the symbolic cleaning up of the road outside the temple. The battle for Belgaum between Maharashtra and Karnataka is becoming more intense, with the Chief Minister of Maharashtra, Ashok Chavan, now backing the demand that the region be made a union territory until the dispute is resolved. The demand was earlier made by the Shiv Sena. After Sena activists attacked buses last evening, Maharashtra has, as a precautionary measure, suspended bus services to Belgaum. The Chief Minister, who held a meeting with Congress MLAs, said he would ask the Prime Minister to consider the demand that Marathi-speaking areas of Belgaum be made a union territory. On Monday, there were street demonstrations against a Supreme Court order allowing the Maharashtra government to file a fresh plea on including Belgaum in Maharashtra. Meanwhile, the Shiv Sena has announced it will not allow buses from Karnataka to come to the neighbouring district of Kolhapur. Well, the politics of Karnataka is never over until it's over. 101 MLAs are out to get 2 ministers of the ruling government out of the government. The Bellari brothers are in the danger zone, with the entire opposition wanting them out. The governor said he will discuss the issue with the Home Minister and, if possible, even the Prime Minister.
This issue needs to be ironed out, whether ministers can indulge in this kind of corrupt practice. But they can continue as ministers and yet do illegal things and making profit out of it.
In more national news, the Chief Minister of Delhi, Sheila Dixit, is on a mission. Today, she met all civic authorities and took them to task for the traffic snarls and chaos on the roads. Ever since the monsoons began, cars have been at a standstill for several hours in the state. Ms. Dixit has asked for clearing of the drainage systems and repair of damaged roads, all to be in full swing ahead of the Commonwealth Games that will begin in 2 months' time.
कहीं प्रॉब्लम्स हैं तो बता दीजिएगा आप लोग, तो वहाँ पर पानी है वहाँ पर भी कर देंगे जल्दी से। ये सही बात है कि मलबा भी काफ़ी पड़ा हुआ है और कल की जो रेन थी बड़ी अनयूजुअल थी और आज भी बादल खूब घने हैं, हो सकता है आज भी, बट वी आर प्रिपेयरिंग आवरसेल्व्स टू द बेस्ट। हमने तिथि आप लोगों को बताई थी कि 10 अगस्त तक पूरा मलबा सब हट जाएगा, अब 10 अगस्त तो आने दीजिए।
In news from the state, 4 people were killed this evening in an accident on the highway between Pondicherry and Cuddalore. One of those killed was a Class 6 student. Apparently, a truck lost control and crashed into another truck, hitting a nearby shared auto rickshaw. The driver of one of the trucks, a pedestrian, and an unidentified person were among the dead. 12 people were taken to the Cuddalore General Hospital for treatment. Well, the suburban police in Chennai have got quite a catch today. 26 cans of concentrated ethyl alcohol used for making a rack were found on a van that was intercepted at the Red Hills. Police said the consignment could be worth at least 4 lakh rupees. The van was travelling from Coimbatore to Andhra Pradesh, and a tip-off led the police to search the van at a checkpost. The driver of the van and his companion have been arrested.
So early morning we are intercepted this maxi cab at near Red Hills Mondiamman Nagar checkpost. So we went to search on this vehicle. So we got 31 cans of, each can contain 35 liters of rectified spirit. So which is total around 1085 liters of rectified spirit. This alcohol, actually this is mainly used for consumption purpose only. For illegally they are mixing with water and they are used for consumption.
A murder in a street and a suicide a street away from there. Arumbakkam in Chennai today marked its attendance to show incidents of crime. 2 deaths in the same area and almost the same time. In the first incident, the death of a 40-year-old woman at her home is being suspected as murder for gain. She was initially thought to have died of a heart attack, but missing jewelry brought police to the scene. A post-mortem report is awaited. In the second incident in the same area, a 23-year-old woman committed suicide reportedly after an argument with her husband. The young woman died from burn injuries at the state-run Roypeta hospital. She is believed to have set herself on fire. Her relatives say she was harassed for more dowry, but an investigation is currently underway. Well, Nokia may be connecting people, but there's a range problem that doesn't seem to be reaching out to the people. At least 22,500 employees of Nokia in Sri Perumbudur have gone on a strike once again, demanding that employees who were sacked earlier be taken back into the company. The striking workers have also been asking for a hike in their salaries as part of the protest that started early this afternoon. Now, every time your mobile phone rings, you might want to remember that you are a part of a country with the largest mobile population in the world. In fact, the Indian telecom industry stands second only to China in terms of services. But the irony is that some of these companies hardly work towards what they promise. Here's why.
Jayaraman, a bank employee, has been out of reach in his own home. This 53-year-old opted for a mobile connection from a public sector for the last 10 years. Over the last 2 years, his relatives and friends complain that he can never be reached on his mobile because of the poor connectivity, strangely in his home alone. Although others in the area have had no complaints. His handset is functioning well too.
I approached the officials at various levels, right from the bottom to top, but unfortunately they admitted that the signals are weak in my area and many areas. So the remedy is not able, they are not able to give that.
With the doors of the consumer courts being shut to telecom cases for over a year now, consumers have nowhere to go. Even the Telecom Regulatory Authority of India, which is the sole body to address such issues, plays only a mediatory role.
However, that regulatory authority says that they do consider the and they take up the issue with the service provider. However, we don't get a response, so we don't know what is actually happening. So, but the Telecom Regulatory Authority, one positive aspect is they have said that they were seriously considering taking up looking into individual complaints also. So, if they were going to do this, then I think consumers will be more at ease.
Once the redressal forum comes, certainly thousands of complaints would come to light to show that network, after all, doesn't really follow. In fact, it hardly connects and mostly disconnects lives. In Chennai, Bertila, NDTV Hindu.
Now, in the city, we talk about a place where art, food, clothes and the ultimate creative experience have come together for the last 2 years. You would think of the Madras Terrace House. And if you haven't visited the place yet, you might want to do that ASAP. The blue-green doors of this ancient building won't be open for too long.
Whether it is masala chai or bablu samosas, if you have been a loyal customer of the Madras Terrace House, you may want to mourn. The architectural wonder with the perfect interiors is about to shut down by the end of this month. Why, you ask? The landlord has decided to demolish this building.
It's actually like as if it's like something has gone and pierced my heart, because over the last 2 years I've become extremely attached to this place, and I think not only me, a lot of people, and you should see the tons of emails that are coming in and the messages on Facebook like, what, how can you close down? And the Madras Terrace House in these short 2 years has become quite a landmark.
Before Madras Terrace House came, this place was in completely ruins and very dilapidated position, because I live in Roypeta. I've gone here many times. For years it was shut down. But someone out there comes, sees this house, sees an opportunity. She comes, she puts her soul, passion, money, everything, and she converts into this, one of the most coveted, beautiful place. And after a year or so, and he wants to tear it down. And tell me, I think properly Chennai is the only place where heritage buildings are being torn down for all commercial purposes, and no one takes care of it.
Loyal customers and regulars at this adda, who are as enthralled by the chai kada and the clothes as the events that were conducted in this house, are already missing the place.
The tea kada is a very important part, where you get this sizzling hot samosas and masala vadas, which is a big favorite, and the cupcakes. The clothes, definitely, I think over the last 1 year I haven't bought clothes anywhere else.
This is perhaps the last time that I am sitting at the Madras Terrace House. A world in itself, its shutdown is definitely going to be a great loss for all those who have made it their second home. In Chennai, Zoya Thomas for NDTV Hindu.
Well, the empty head will be certainly missed. Now, apart from being the newlywed cricketer in the Indian team, Captain Cool MS Dhoni is perhaps in his best times. He endorses more brands than any other cricketer, and now Dhoni has another first. India's cricket captain has signed a 200 crore rupee endorsement deal with a talent management company. This deal takes him past Sachin Tendulkar, who earlier held the contract crown. The current deal with a joint venture company, Rithi Sports Management and Mindscapes One, is for 3 years. They will manage the Indian skipper's endorsements, brand associations, patents and digital rights, images, visibility on social networking sites and merchandise. Currently, Dhoni endorses 22 brands, which is the most by any cricketer. On to some entertainment news now. Television anchor turned music composer James Vasantan says he will stick to melodies rather than switching to heavy beat music, which is now the trend in Tamil films. And NDTV Hindu caught up with the musician and his journey in Kollywood so far.
கண்கள் இரண்டால் உன் கண்கள் இரண்டால் என்னை கட்டி இழுத்தாய் இழுத்தாய் போதாதென சின்ன சிரிப்பில் ஒரு கள்ளச் சிரிப்பில் என்னை தள்ளிவிட்டு மூடி மறைத்தாய்.
For more than a decade, he was a popular television host. James Vasantan made a mark in films with his hit melody Kangal Irandal. James, who was also a music teacher, was led into film spotlight by his student Sashi Kumar in his film Subramaniapuram.
Subramaniapuram is the best thing that has happened to me in my life. It was a break in my music career which I was longing for all these years.
James produced the hit melody in 2008. The tunes that followed did not create a big wave with his fans. It also appears that James was not very active in films for a while.
After Subramaniapuram, I don't feel there is a gap. For two obvious reasons why people feel there is a gap. It's because success films didn't come to me. I did 3 films, but they didn't commercially succeed.
James doesn't seem to like remixes in his films, but thinks it can be tried as independent albums. He also had a comment for non-Tamil singers in Tamil film industry.
Non-Tamil singers coming and singing in Tamil films, art is art. It's open. Anybody can participate anywhere, provided they do justice to any language that they sing in.
Kavalar Kudiyiruppu, that is his next film, James plans to do a lot of evergreen melodies but wouldn't compromise on quality just for the sake of producing hits.
And with that, that's the news for the moment. I'll see you in 30 minutes for the next news update. Thanks for watching.